For many years, important moments in Black history remained unrecorded due to racism. A new nonprofit is aiming to uncover the long hidden history of Black life in Clarksville.
So we want to make sure that the African American history is represented. And this requires raising funds for markers and monuments.
Frederick Murphy and Tracy Jepson are the co-creators of the Tennessee African American Historical Group, both passionate about Black representation in Clarksville.
And so we want everyone, when they go into a museum or when they go into the public square, for that history, those monuments and markers to represent everyone.
Frederick Murphy and Tracy Jepson are the co-creators of the Tennessee African American Historical Group, both passionate about Black representation in Clarksville.
Clarksville is growing at such an expedient rate at this moment, and really for the past couple of years, that in order for people to feel more, represented, you have to have this piece of inclusiveness that's there. And for our specific group, making sure that we are the voices of those individuals who have historically been marginalized is just very, very important.
Some projects that this nonprofit plans to work on would be to identify and mark where Africanatown was near the Dunbar Cave State Park, erect a monument for the 101st United States Colored Troops, many of which have their final resting place at Mount Olive Cemetery, and to mark the area where the Negro Agricultural Fair was held, which is now where the Dunn Center at Austin Peay is.
These men have not been commemorated officially in our community. There is a Confederate monument in Clarksville, but there is not a USCT monument.
Because these buildings aren't there anymore, there are still opportunities to create educational focal points for individuals to be able to learn this rich history.
While there are areas of representation around the Clarksville area, Frederick argues that it only scratches the surface of the historical legacies here.
People shouldn't be kept in the dark with regards to where did we come from. The only way that as a collective and as a community that we'll be able to heal in doing such is if we recognize these things. We have to be more inclusive, and it's imperative that we're more inclusive, and we need to be very intentional about that. And I think that this will just highlight the city's commitment to its residents, that we want to share a broader story of what our history looks like.
The nonprofit has a GoFundMe set up where you can contribute to the erection of historical markers and monuments.
Healing begins with remembering.
Yep.
So, looking back at what we have been, which has created what we are now, and all of that together, what we want to be in the future.
With Clarksville Now, I'm Angela Peterson.